Welcome back, everyone. We're here again with David Dauzat from Dupree Carragher, right here in Opelousas. Dave, we got all kind of pots going on. Where we begin, man?
Well, you know, I like to start off with my sauce, you know, because it's going to be it's going to take the longest. So really with and I got this recipe, like I said, told you before, I can't take credit for it, you know. But a Father Capra came over when I was younger. He's an Italian priest, and he wanted to show me the process of how they do it in Italy. So I paid attention. I was young, but I did pay attention, and along with the help of my mother, we were able to get this done. So I'm going to show you the process of doing it.
All right.
We always start off with a little bit of olive oil. I say 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we want to put in our onion and bell pepper, kind of get that started. And then from that point right there, we're going to add our garlic, but we're going to add it a little bit later on. Okay. So we start off with that, and it's in any good dish. I'm sure you want to get the flavor in the pot that you want, and so that's why we start here. And then we, as you mentioned that up right there, we can just talk about how, you know, the olive oil to me, it makes the difference. Yep. You know, in a true Italian dish, or as any good dish that you want to start off.
It's only as good as the ingredients you put in it. So, you know, you want to start off with a good quality olive oil.
And that's it. And then whenever I do this, the process of this could take, you know, 2 to 3 hours if you're doing it real slow. We're going to try and condense that down today and make sure that we do it.
For time purposes?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. If
I could take the time, maybe if the cameraman can get the shot of this designer knife we have here.
Oh, thank you. we were short on knife.
So, you know,
this was taken from Jason's kitchen.
No, does your local Piggly Wiggly have this?
Well, no, not that design.
Zebra print.
Joe Gottschalk let me borrow this knife, and
now you're playing on Joe now.
He's gonna get upset. No, this is actually my mother decided she wanted to give us some knives, and I think she had my wife in mind, but they chop well. So
she didn't give us knives; she gave her knives.
That's right.
Thanks, Mom. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So I think if you want to, what we can do is we can throw in the garlic. You don't want to throw it in too early, Jason, just because it can, you know.
Garlic burns really easy.
Pretty quickly, you know.
Sure.
And I'm sure Jason put an extra helping in there.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
With a little garlic.
It's one of my favorites. Ever since I started watching Emerald back in the day.
And it keeps vampires away too.
I think my mom had garlic flavored milk in my bottle. That and jumbo lump crab meat milk, something like that.
Is that something?
Because I love them all.
That you put in your sauces? I mean, most of your sauces you like to add that? Because I know we've talked about that before. Well,
there's so many different sauces that I make at steamboats. Some of them I don't even use vegetables in. I just reduce cream and add stocks to. But a lot of the Italian type dishes, like a tomato sauce, of course, like absolutely. Like you can't have a good tomato sauce without these basic ingredients right here. And
you're right.
You got to start with olive oil. I don't know if I've ever seen a recipe for an Italian sauce that starts with butter.
No, I've never.
You know, or margarine. You know,
it just has Cajuns that use butter.
Yeah, we like that.
Like that. They like it like that.
Somebody asked me the other day, so what do you put, start off your crawfish etouffee with? And I told them a stick of butter. And they were from North Louisiana. I thought they were going to have a heart attack. They're like, oh, I just thinking about that.
Just talking about butter, huh?
So I guess from this point right here, what we want to do is we want to try and get the base started. So I have some paste over here, and this is just any tomato paste. But I like a Cartagena is a good paste that I get, and then whenever I put this in, I like to add my water ever so often just to kind of.
So it don't stick and get too thick.
And I think that I have a little spoon right there. We can spoon it out that way.
There we go, sir.
Thank you.
So Joey, I'm sure you got all these ingredients at the stores, right?
Yeah, we sure do. Like I said, all the ingredients that Dave's here using today can be found at your local Piggly Wiggly stores here in Opelousas.
1305 Heather Drive.
And
8410 Highway 182 North.
Either store can help you.
You think I work there?
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to Kevin and get me a job there. I mean, at least a PR job. I mean, I don't even work there. I know the address is.
Now, next week, you're going to have to learn the phone numbers.
Oh, come on now. I don't know their numbers because if I need something, I call you.
If you do PR work, you got to...
But I call your cell phone if I have any problems.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
I can give them that number if you want. Let's put that one out there.
Yeah, you can put my number out there.
Jason, what you'll notice, like right here, that if you want it to almost start, it looks like it's going to start to burn, and that's whenever you start adding a little bit of water. and it's a very, as you told me before, we talked about this, it's very acidic, you
Yeah.
know. And so the way to cut back on that is I always, and I don't have it, you know, an exact amount because I use it to taste.
Yeah.
It's sugar.
A lot of my recipes are not done by exact measurement either. It's just odd.
So you know exactly what I'm talking about. So what I have is I have a little bit of sugar, and you can use a sugar substitute.
Yeah.
And I'll add this to it just every so often, just to give it a little bit of, take out that acidity.
And it's also like salt. Like, you know, you really don't want to put too much sugar because it's just kind of, then you're working with more of a less savory dish.
You're right. You're taking out some of the flavor.
Put a little bit at a time whenever you reach that balance. You don't want it sweet. You just want to counteract the acidity in it and just balance
That's
it
right.
out. So put a little bit in there, let it go for a little while, taste it. You know, just like salt. Put a little bit, taste it. You can always put it in. You can't ever take it out.
That's one thing I've always been told. My mom says that, you know, I learned from her to cook well, but I told her that it was because I just had a very good palate. I like to eat, so yeah. And I taste it. Yeah.
If I remember right, the last time I ever went to your house, I was a young kid, and I think the last thing we had was cheese sticks. You put some cheese sticks in the oven. so talking about that good palate that you have, yes, I do.
You're right. You're right.
I do remember that
It was
one.
when you were
yeah.
very young. It wasn't that many years ago, huh?
Well, it kind of was.
It was a while back.
We're not gonna talk about that. Maybe the next show.
But yeah, that's important. And so, Jason, you know, as we go along here, we will add maybe a little bit of wine and stuff. So that sugar, like you said, every so often, kind of.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we add a little water to it, and then while that's going, Joey, let's take a little break and
Yeah,
we'll come back.
let's do that, Jason. We'll take a little bit of water, take a little break, and we'll continue our Italian dish here on the What's Cooking Show in just a few minutes.